Do not summon on Zila, and that's going to be something that we talk about a little bit later in this video. First, I want to touch on why I actually make these videos, and let's just go ahead and get into it. Reason number one, these videos do really well as far as views go, but that's not the full picture. The full picture here is I make videos on why not to summon and why to summon, and the reason I do this is to kind of exploit how negative the community can be. When they see a negative video, they know that they can go into a video and be negative in the comment section, be negative towards the video, whereas you have, you know, videos that say do summon from like a small creator or something like that, and it doesn't get as much traction. There's nothing negative there, it's all positivity. So why go and be positive there when you like the character anyways, right? And it's a small creator you don't know. Anyways, that's besides the point. Anyways, the point I'm making here is people in the community or the Hoyoverse community anyways, or I think most communities, feed off of negativity, and mainly so feed off of negativity towards the characters they like. They love to hear, it's weird to say, right? They love to hear people talking negative about their characters because they know they can go into those people's comment section and people's, you know, whatever live streams or what it may be, and, you know, completely shit on them or talk bad about them or anything like that, just because of the fact they're talking bad about the character they love and hold so dear. They're 2D waifus. And yeah, that's like the main point of why I make it, to kind of compare between, you know, do summon and do not summon and see, you know, the reception, because, you know, these videos do get a lot more views than the videos I make on why to summon. And like I said, that's the reason why, because people feed off of negativity. People don't like when you talk bad about a character or give reasons on why not to summon for a character, but they're all for hearing why to summon for their character, to reassure them on why the character they like is good. They like reassurances. They don't like anyone telling them, you know, a real story behind it or like real reasons on why not to summon. And I see some people in the comments saying it's a scumbag way to do it, and I don't see how it's a scumbag way to do it. Maybe in the comment section leave me some note, like what's a scumbag way of doing this, right? Like if we dive into the comment section here a little bit, you have comments like a YouTuber and lack of reading comprehension, what a great combination, lol, even worse than Tectone, he tried to clickbait and failed horribly the moment he said Topaz is a bad and evil character. The whole video was satire. Almost, I would say the first half of the video, the first like 50% of the video is all satire talking about that. I mean, if you can't get a joke, then I guess L to you, I guess. I didn't know we had to put /J or /SRS behind every sentence we had, so /SRS there. And this dumb fuck right here, what's wrong with tech? Like, I think it's like the people, like, you can tell the people that just get their feelings hurt really easily over a title and a thumbnail and like the core content of a video. I feel like people are just so like soft nowadays. That's very right wing to say of me, but people are just really soft nowadays, and they can't take a joke, and they can't take criticisms, and I think that's a big problem. But I'm going to be doing a full-length video on that, talking about the problems with the HSR community, and I do a couple of these videos every couple of months or every month or so to talk about, you know, the problems I see within the community, and I think this is a big problem. But yeah, we'll make a video on that. I just know that video won't do as well as this video here, so I just wanted to briefly go over why I actually do this for my viewers that actually watched all the way through the videos. Anyways, we'll be switching to a different shirt now because I already recorded most of this video, but I just want to bring this up before I release 2 videos on Do Not Summon back to back. So enjoy the video. Oh, and by the way, this video is /SRS all the way through. Let's go ahead and talk about the real reason number 1 now. She is super boring. I think she is probably one of the most boring characters to play in the game. I know, sunset of butterflies or whatever, you know what she does when she does her ult. I think that doesn't matter, right? I think that overall that she is just really boring to play. She's a really just straightforward one team, one trick type of DPS, and the reason I say this is because you can really only use her on one team, and that is a hyper carry team. Her damage falls off immensely if you're not using her on a hyper carry team, and she becomes bad to a point where, you know, you can just run a QQ, like I mentioned in my other video on how to build QQ, that she becomes like on the same level or on par with QQ, when that shouldn't be the case. But QQ is just more consistently good than her across multiple teams, whereas Zila is just really boring. You can't just throw Zila onto whatever team you want, throw another DPS on the team, because first of all, she's super skill point hungry, right? And second of all, her damage drops off. If you're not giving her sufficient buffs, if you're not debuffing the enemy sufficiently, her damage just falls off. It falls off a mountain, it falls off a cliff. You're not doing damage, and it just makes her really, really boring to play because you're having to play with her in the same scenario every single time. And this trend doesn't just follow Seele, it also follows Dragon Danny as well. It also follows Jing Yuan. Maybe, I guess there's an argument to be made now that Jing Yuan can be an SP generator. I know the Jing Yuan mains will be pissed off about that, but I mean, at least there's now another scenario where you can run Jing Yuan in. And Dragon Danny, while he's, you know, I guess more fun to play because there are a little bit more team comps you can run him in, and he doesn't rely as much on the buffs. He relies on just having an SP positive team, so if you're not running an SP positive team, you can't really run him. And that's why I wouldn't be pulling for her, because she's such a one-trick character. She's so boring and straightforward to play that, you know, it's just not fun to play her. Same thing with Silverwolf, right? Even though you can run Silverwolf in multiple comps, I don't enjoy Silverwolf's playstyle because basically you just have her there to change element typing. I don't know. I just don't like Silverwolf that much, even though I know she's goated with a sauce, right? I just think she's really, really boring to play. Number 2, I honestly do think that Seele is just kind of washed up now. I mean, her damage is great against single targets, and if you can kill the enemy, it's, oh, so great. But if you can't kill the enemies, it's not there. It sucks when, you know, you have the Hunt class, which is a class meant to be a single target damage fiend, and they're getting out damaged by people that do AoE damage, and their single target damage with these AoE characters are doing more damage than a single target DPS character. Like, for example, QQ, Blade, Jingliu. I mean, these characters are just out DPSing the Hunt class and out DPSing Seele. That's going to be saved more so for another video, though I do want to talk about the fall of the Hunt class because I do feel like the Hunt class is struggling, and especially with the addition of Topaz, I feel like she is more of a supporting type character. I do feel like the Hunt class is on a steep decline, so we'll save that for another video. But just overall, I think that she is washed now. Like, she relies on too many factors to be good. First of all, she relies on, you know, having a team built around her, like I said before. She also relies on being able to kill side mobs or side adds. If she can't kill, her damage drops off severely, like I said before, right? And this kind of leads me to a point here of why summon for a character that you know is not going to be fun to play. I mean, by all means, if you like her character design, you like her playstyle, then summon for her. But like, as a meta decision or whatever, right? Like, why summon for her? Like, she doesn't offer more value than Jingliu offers. I don't think she offers more value than even Topaz offers. I don't think she offers much more value than even Jing Yuan offers anymore, right? She's such a one-trick character. I don't know. Maybe I'm just coping out. That's the reason I'm not pulling on her. Also, her banner is dog water as well. I mean, you do have Gwenifed on her banner, and then you also have Luca and also Shushong as well. So, like, the banner doesn't help her out either. I don't know. I think it's stupid. Like, why are we summoning? Like, her light cone is the best thing about her. Let's be honest here. Her in the night light cone is probably better than her because it can be used on multiple people in the Hunt class and be very good on them. So, I mean, honestly, if you're planning to summon for Seele, I would just say skip Seele, summon for the light cone instead, because it'll offer you a lot more value down the line than what Seele is currently offering in the game. She just offers single target damage, and not even the best single target damage at that. She has been power crept out the ass by a 4-star character. Like, I mean, come on, QQ is kind of better than her. Let's not cope out here. I do think that QQ is better than her. And maybe down the line when we get a quantum type Harmony character to buff her up more, or maybe it's something more structured towards her, but that then would also in turn buff QQ as well. I guess it would, right? It should buff QQ as well. I don't see why it wouldn't. And then maybe we'll get a relic set in the game that buffs her up a lot more too. Like, I think just overall, she's just really boring to play, and that's a major problem, I think, that like most of the DPS have in this game they're boring. You run them on 1 or 2 teams that they are supposed to be run on, and then it's just stale. The comps become stale, and maybe MiHoYo does this to make you summon for more characters, or make you want to summon for more characters, because they're like, oh, well, this gameplay is getting kind of stale, but ooh, look at these pretty colors that this character does now. Let's summon for this character, and let's see these pretty colors. For me now, personally, what I'm going to be doing is, I think on my main account, I'll be summoning for one character. On my alt account, I'll be summoning for another character to really test them out. Probably you're not going for any reruns, unless it's a character I really want, like Locha or something. I don't even want Locha anymore, really, but maybe that's something that I do. I don't plan on going for any reruns. I just think it's kind of down bad, because I feel like the rerun characters, unless they're really, really good, then maybe I'll recommend going for a rerun, or if they haven't been power crept, then maybe. But overall, I mean, I feel like the reruns are just kind of down bad, Kopi, and what I feel like they should do is, tell me if I'm wrong here, maybe throw the rerun characters, instead of putting them on a featured banner, maybe on like the standard banner, do like a rotation of past featured characters, like every week. It's kind of like if you played Honkai Impact the Third, what they do is they kind of have a banner up that basically swaps out the featured character that's on the banner every week. Maybe do something like that with the standard currency, right? Because if these characters are going to get power crept so easily, of course, there are a few characters that are going to be very hard to power creep, aka I think Silverwolf's going to be hard to power creep. Really, any support or like debuff from the game, I think, is going to be hard to power creep. But my opinion on it is that they should just throw some of these characters into the standard gacha pool. Not saying like just throw them in there, but make them like a feature character that rotates out every week. Then you can use your standard currency to pull for these characters. Then it might incentivize people to, you know, spend more on the standard banner, or maybe get more characters on the standard. I don't know. That's my opinion on it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the comments down below. Personally, I don't like reruns. I don't see the point in them, because most of the time the units get power crept anyways. Like, at the end of the day, pull for who you want to pull for. If you like Seele, pull for Seele, you know? I personally just don't like Seele, right? And yeah, tell me if my points are valid or if they're not valid at all. Anyways, bye guys. I'll see you later. Sorry for the little rant video here talking about Seele, Bila. She's stinky, and I don't want her on my account anymore. I don't even use her really. But before I go, QQ mains rise up, and Seele mains eat dirt. Anyways, bye guys.